Hello, Gator Country fans. I'm Cassidy Hill here with Nick Delator. Back at you, but talking baseball this time. Let's just jump right into it. Another SEC championship for the Florida Gators.
Right.
This time, this past weekend in baseball, they beat Vanderbilt. What did we see from this team this weekend with that win?
Well, the 7th SEC tournament championship in school history, and it didn't look like that was going to be the case. You go out, first game, lose to Arkansas, and then right away you're in an elimination setting. So you have to battle back, beat Auburn, beat Arkansas again. Then you face the number one team in the country in LSU, and then a rematch with Vanderbilt, who you played just back about a month ago. So it was not an easy road, but I think, like the guys said, like Kevin O'Sullivan just said, they finally clicked. The offense and the pitching clicked at the same time. This year, at times, you would go out and get a great 7 innings from Logan Shore on Friday night, but the offense wouldn't put up any runs. So you got 7, 8, 11. We had a 10-run rule against Arkansas. So I think you finally saw the team start to play how they thought they were going to play all year long, and it resulted in a pretty dominant championship run from them.
In baseball, so much is made of playing well at the right time. And we were talking earlier, that's what happened with Vanderbilt last year when they won the national championship. This team, like you said, wanted to play this way all year, but how crucial is it that they did put it together in the SEC tournament leading into regionals?
I mean, if you're in the field of 64, it's kind of like the basketball tournament. You can barely squeak into the tournament, but if you start playing your best ball, once the tournament starts, that's what matters. You know, Florida last year lost to LSU in the SEC tournament championship game and kind of never rebounded from that. Lost to LSU, then came here and lost 2 games, and the region was over. The region was done. Playoffs are over. Season's over. So, and that was coming off of a year where they won the SEC championship in the regular season. So playing well now is more important than what they did in February or what they did in March. Playing well right now, which I think we're seeing the best version of them that we've seen all year, that's crucial. That's important.
What is the best version of them? 3 points, I guess, just quickly.
I mean, 3 points. Point one is Logan Shore. Logan Shore looks every bit of a Friday night ace. He was only 6-6 this year. His last 4 starts, he didn't get more than 1 run of run support, which is hard to win baseball games if they're not scoring runs. And A.J. Puck. A.J. Puck probably just struck you out while you were watching this. The sophomore lefty hit 99 in the SEC tournament, carried 98 through most of his start. So those 2 guys, and what you really need to make a run through Super Regionals and into the World Series are 2 guys that you can go, and when you throw out, you expect to win the game. And right now, Florida has those 2 guys. And then just overall hitting. You're from 1 to 9, you're getting a tough out in this lineup. So where a lot of lineups you say, okay, well, we have 7, 8, 9 coming up, so that's pretty much a breeze through that half inning. 7, 8, 9 in this lineup was last weekend was Harrison Bader, Jeremy Vasquez, and Mike Rivera. Mike Rivera hits a home run in the 9th inning against LSU out of the 8-hole to send them to the championship game. So there's not an easy out in this lineup. So I think your 3 points are the 2 starters, the 2 aces that you have, and then getting that lineup healthy and hitting well and on a roll now.
I want to focus on one guy real quick, and we're actually going to hear from Sully in a minute about him. Harrison Bader. Sully talked about moving him to the front of the lineup. He's kind of been the touchstone for this team all season. How important is he going to be heading into regionals?
Harrison Bader, his batting average was anemic in SEC play on the road. He's not even hitting 100 against SEC teams on the road, and that is including, I think he went 3 for 4 and 2 for 4 the last 2 games of the SEC tournament. But because Florida's a national seed, the next game that they play that won't be here would be in the College World Series, and Harrison Bader hits almost 380 at this park. So getting Bader some confidence in those last 2 games. He started the SEC tournament 0 for 8 before catching stride on Saturday and Sunday. Getting him that confidence, because in 0 for 8, and when you only have 5 hits in the conference on the road all season long, it's a long season, and to only get 5 hits, that starts to weigh on you mentally. So for him to kind of break out of that mental slump and then be able to come and take that to a place where he's been playing well, where he hits well, where the majority of his home runs are, that's going to be huge. He is a kind of, the team kind of goes where Harrison goes as far as hitting. He's a guy that Buddy Reed, that Dalton Guthrie, some of the younger guys really look up to.
FAMU, that's the first team they face. You joked earlier they're determined to play them this year.
We had the rain out earlier in the year that was never made up, and FAMU's determined to get their game in with Florida, so we'll do that 7 o'clock on Friday. First off, congratulations to FAMU. It's the first time that they've been to a regional. And unfortunately, I feel like it's going to be a very quick regional for them. Last year, Florida last year Florida's region with the College of Charleston being a 4 seed was a joke. Then they had to play UNC after that. Florida has all teams from in the state. FAMU is 1 game under 500, but they're in the tournament because they won their conference tournament. A team in FAU that they beat this year in Roger Dean Stadium, and a team in USF that they beat twice this year. So this should be, it sets up for Florida to have a pretty easy road. You can probably throw whoever you want on Friday against FAMU, and then go shore puck and kind of finish out the weekend and have everyone healthy and ready to go for a super regional.
So Gator fans should feel pretty confident about a super regional here next weekend.
Yeah, I would say that it would be a complete meltdown if Florida didn't come out of the Gainesville regional and host a super regional.
No pressure, guys. No pressure out there. Let's actually hear from Kevin O'Sullivan and some of the players talking about Harrison Bader, for example, some of the catchers, and this weekend. This is a big weekend for these guys. They've gone 0-2 the past 2 years in this regional. So let's hear what they had to say and get ready for this weekend.
At this time of the year, everybody's got the same record. You got to go out and play. There's a reason why teams are in the tournament. They're playing well at the right time. So we're looking forward to the challenge.
Familiarity.
The last 15 games or so, we've been sharp on all on all parts of our game, and I think the one thing that we'll look back on the season is defensively we've been good the entire year. We need his bat in postseason, and he struggled a little bit as of late, and that was one of the better games he had when he got those 3 hits the other day. So I just want to show him some confidence.
Now to get a tournament championship, it's definitely huge going in the regionals, and we're definitely focused on Florida and them, and we're going to prepare just like any other day, just because it's regionals and we want to obviously get to the main goal, which is going home.
How did it feel for the bats to kind of break out over the weekend and for you guys to piling up 7, 8, 11 runs in some games?
Oh, it's awesome, especially because everything's been working in different parts this past year, but in the tournament everything finally clicked together. Especially with the bats, we've been playing really consistent defense all year, but with getting clutch performances by our pitchers and then getting runs when we need them, everything it'll end up in a tournament win. So we've been playing pretty solid all year, but this year we finally stepped in a really good form of what we're capable of doing. So I'm really excited to see what we can do this postseason, especially with everything rolling like it is now.
You have a lot of power.